CM Punk is back in the public eye as he was seen doing MMA commentary. But what does this mean about his AEW tenure? I got all the latest information on CM Punk. WWE is set to give a private tryout to a major independent name, and Braun Strowman has major heat backstage for what he said after Crown Jewel in regards to others that don't wrestle like he and Omos. I got all the news for you right here on Off the Script. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you. It is November 11th, 2022. I am JD from New York, as always, coming to you from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday afternoons, wherever you may be. I will be live tonight after SmackDown. I will not be reviewing Rampage. Live after SmackDown tonight from the venue right here on OTS. So make sure you guys RSVP to that tonight live on YouTube. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Make sure you guys check the description for all of my social media links. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out yesterday's content and the content all week. I was live on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I was live yesterday with a 1 hour extra. Make sure you guys go and check that on the homepage. YouTube has changed some things on the homepage. It doesn't look the same as it used to. It's not going to show recent uploads. All my live streams and everything I do basically is all live streams, but all my live streams now are going to be in its own category on the homepage. So if you guys want to catch up with anything, you got to go to the live category on the homepage and go check out everything that I've done throughout the week. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I need 1,000 likes minimum today on OTS. CM Punk. CM Punk is in the news, but this time it's not for anything AEW related. CM Punk returns to commentary on UFC Fight Pass for an MMA promotion known as Cage Fury Fighting Championship. It's back in the public eye on Thursday doing color commentary for the CFFC event. And the official CFFC Twitter account retweeted CM Punk, several photos of Punk at the commentary desk, video clips of CM Punk calling the action last night at their 114 show. According to fans on social media, Punk was not asked by the broadcast team, his broadcast colleague John Morgan last night. He was not asked about the recent triceps injury or a timeline for his return to professional wrestling. The topic of Punk's reported AEW suspension was also not brought up either. Punk made his CFFC commentary debut at 71 on December 14th, 2018. He would call all the action for nearly all of their shows up until the AEW signing, where they brought him into AEW. His appearances for the MMA promotion were reduced once he signed with AEW back in August of 2021. And prior to Thursday's show, Punk last appeared for the promotion on July 10th, 2022. It's likely he missed all the events in late July and August while rehabbing from the foot injury he suffered over the summer. Now, according to several reports, Punk and AEW, and we don't really know what's going on. Right now, this is the talked about topic in AEW in regards to CM Punk, that they are potentially buying out his contract. We don't know that for sure. There is still a possibility that Punk could be back, and we won't know until we get closer to when he is actually ready to come back. And right now, it's all rumor. If they buy out his contract, it would bring CM Punk's tenure in AEW to an end. Now, while the Elite, the other party that was involved in the All Out brawl during the scrum, they're expected back on AEW television very soon, imminently. They are teasing in vignettes on the shows that they could be appearing at not All Out, at Full Gear, that they will be appearing at Full Gear, and they'll probably be doing something with the Trios Championships in the Death Triangle. And right now, with them coming back and everybody kind of being quiet on CM Punk, there's a lot of uncertainty in Punk ever wrestling in AEW again, and that's the rumor going around everywhere that you see. His future with the promotion has grown even dimmer, with Colt Cabana making an AEW return, wrestling Chris Jericho. He was brought back to AEW television last week to wrestle Jericho for the Ring of Honor Championship. Ace Steel has been fired. His best friend, Ace Steel, gone from the company. So nobody knows what's going on with CM Punk, but there is still a small sliver of a chance that he will be back with the company. And the buyout situation right now is the going story in regards to CM Punk. He looked great. I seen the clips. He sounded great. He seemed to be in good spirits. And he even made a joke about he's going to be calling the fights, and fighting he will not be doing tonight. So he even made a joke, seemingly kind of bringing attention that there was indeed a fight, and it was, a physical altercation at All Out. But he made light of it, and he did what he had to do last night for CFFC. Now, what does this mean for AEW? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Punk, obviously, he didn't mention anything about the triceps. He didn't mention anything about the suspension. I'm sure he's been given orders not to talk about it. AEW's not talking about it. The Elite's not talking about it. Why would CM Punk talk about it? The investigation supposedly is completed, as we see with the Elite coming back to television. If it was not, they would not be coming back to television for Full Gear. It doesn't really mean anything. It was just a glimpse into CM Punk, to see CM Punk back doing something in the public spotlight, and that's all it is. People were making a big deal about it, but what do you want the guy to do? You want him to sit home and do nothing? If he's able to do something and get his name back out there, it's only a positive for him coming back. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's good to see him. He looked good. He seemed to be in good spirits, and this is only a good thing. People are making this out to be so much more than it really is. He loves MMA. He wants to do commentary for MMA. He's a great color commentator. He's a great play-by-play guy. We've seen that from him. He's good with his words. So I'm glad to see him back doing what he loves, and that's the most important thing in regards to CM Punk. But this is the first public spotlight appearance for CM Punk since All Out and the beginning of September. Braun Strowman. There is heat on the monster among men, or the monster among monsters, whatever the fuck he's going by at this stage of the game. Heat on Braun Strowman after tweets following Crown Jewel and his match with Omos. The heat on Braun Strowman is very real. According to Fightful Select, Braun Strowman gained criticism from several of his colleagues after Crown Jewel when he targeted quote-unquote grocery baggers and flippy wrestlers with numerous talents speaking out. So, according to Braun Strowman, if you are the likes of Ricochet, and you are the likes of Mustafa Ali, and you are the likes of anybody like that, Rey Mysterio, then you should be nothing more than a grocery bagger, and you should be bagging his groceries at Pathmark. That's what Braun Strowman thinks of that certain style of professional wrestler. So several talents spoke out. Now, those that Fightful spoke to in regards to Strowman said that Strowman actually has been on his best behavior backstage since returning to WWE and had been easy to deal with. But social media Braun has been a completely different story. WWE management is aware of this, and at least one that we spoke to, says Fightful, thought that it was an immature approach by Braun Strowman on Twitter following Crown Jewel. It was reiterated to Fightful that this is not a part of an ongoing or upcoming angle and likely won't be turned into one. However, it was suggested to us that Strowman could eventually be ribbed or referenced on screen or on commentary for his stance. One wrestler who claims they'll never do a flip in their life said that tweets from Strowman shouldn't have happened, saying we need them and they need us. Wrestling is everything. There's very little truly right and wrong. He didn't come up in the business doing things that a lot of us people did, so he probably doesn't understand. If it's something that he doesn't understand, then he should keep his fucking mouth shut. I don't think Braun Strowman realizes the industry that he's in. There are all walks of life in the pro wrestling industry. There are all different styles in the professional wrestling industry. If we had an entire WWE of Braun Strowmans, I don't think it would be a good look, and it would be dead to rights. Nobody would be interested in an entire promotion of Braun Strowmans and an entire promotion of Omos. Give me a break. Braun Strowman is not the monster among men. He is the stupidest monster among men. That's what it seems like to me. Now, it says that he's been on his best behavior, as he should be. He's been given another chance in a company that had already fired him for several reasons. One, his multi-million-dollar contract where he was making a ton of money that I'm sure wasn't really deserved. Number two, his attitude and his work ethic and his backstage morale or his backstage antics, they weren't really something that people were praising back during the first run. A lot of his backstage etiquette was very heavily criticized, according to several reports, when he was there. Things that they did in NXT, he didn't really change going to the main roster, and he was basically an immature child from what I read on the main roster. So now his backstage behavior is different. It's a lot more calmer. He's been on his best behavior, and he should. I don't understand why Braun Strowman, this is the part I don't get. Now he's got heat on himself, and he's only going to bring attention, negative attention, from everybody in the industry, and negative attention from WWE, because they're going to certainly rib him over this now, which seems to be a possibility. They're not going to bury him, but they're going to certainly, give him the shots back that he sent towards the flippy wrestlers who think that they should be grocery baggers. Braun Strowman should be on his best behavior. I'm not going to say it was a good match, because it wasn't. It was a serviceable match that people thought were going to be, or was going to be an embarrassment. They thought it was going to be a train wreck, seeing how Omos can't wrestle and how Omos is just bottom of the barrel in WWE. Braun Strowman, I've said this several times, Braun Strowman has been booked great in WWE in his second stint. I think they've handled his creative perfectly. They've handled his presentation perfectly. The match itself was fine. It was 5 minutes. It didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't an embarrassment, and they didn't go out there and stink up the joint. He should have taken that and been proud of what he did, because he legitimately brought Omos to the best match that Omos has had in WWE. Nobody made an embarrassment out of themselves, and they did a job well done. You go on social media and you are humble. You are appreciative that nobody, said anything negative about it, from what I heard. But he goes on social media and the first thing he does is shit on flippy wrestlers and says that they should be bagging his groceries and that they should shut their mouths. This goes along with the comments that he made during the pandemic when he told people to stop crying and go find a new line of work. All because they're not him and they're not in the WWE. He shit on an entire industry because they were out of work, because nobody was running shows, and he is in the comfort of the PC still performing on television every fucking week. Go find a new job or go find a new line of work. Stop bitching and complaining. Like it's their fucking fault the pandemic happened. Braun Strowman should be on his best behavior, and this behavior is inexcusable. He got brought back. He's got a nice payday. They wanted him back. He's on TV. He's going to be a big deal. He's one of the faces of SmackDown, and his girlfriend is backstage, and she's on the same brand as he. So why wouldn't he be on the best behavior? I think Braun Strowman needs a fucking lesson in humility. He needs to sit down and be fucking humble for once in his life, instead of going on social media, shitting on the fans and shitting on all the other wrestlers who don't wrestle his style. Let me tell you something. WWE has a lot of wrestlers that wrestle that style. And one of these days, you're going to be in the fucking ring with them, and they're going to bring you to the best match of your life. And then what are you going to say? You're going to end up eating your fucking words. Give me a break. Everybody from Will Ospreay to Ricochet to Ali to you name it has said something in regards to him on social media. Give me a fucking break. Will Ospreay's a flippy wrestler, and he may be one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler on the face of the planet right now. Unbelievable. He's back for a second time, and he's still acting the same way as he did in his first stint. Inexcusable. WWE is looking to bring in a lot of celebrities for WrestleMania 39. WWE is weeks away from WrestleMania season. I can't wait. Before you know it, it'll be here, and we'll be getting ready for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, all that, going to be great. The company is looking towards the future with the biggest event of the year on April 1 and April 2, 2023 in Los Angeles with the tagline, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE is trying to get a lot of celebrity involvement in the show with the theme of being from Hollywood and the mainstream attention that comes from celebrities being there. The report noted that co-CEO Nick Khan has a lot of connections from his days as an agent with people in sports and entertainment. So that's one way that they could get some outside names to be a part of the show. As previously reported, WWE is looking to bring in John Cena. I talked about this on the Extra last night that we did. Go and check it out. John Cena is heavily rumored to be at WrestleMania, and I gave you a couple of names that I'd like to see in the ring with John Cena. Edge, Austin Theory, Logan Paul is a possibility, and one that I left out that I'd love to see, maybe we get it at WrestleMania, maybe we get it at some other point, John Cena versus Gunther, as Gunther has mentioned John Cena as a possible dream opponent for WrestleMania. And the reason why I didn't mention Gunther last night during my Extra Live is because I would prefer Gunther versus Sheamus, with Gunther dropping the Intercontinental Championship to Sheamus at WrestleMania, giving Sheamus a WrestleMania moment, having him win that championship that he's never won. The Intercontinental title is the only title that Sheamus has not won yet. So that's a possibility. So Steve Austin, also in the news, reportedly open to listening to offers for a WrestleMania 39 match, seeing how successful his return was against Kevin Owens, and he wrestled 15 minutes against KO on night one in the main event. WWE is still hoping to have Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, come in for a match with Roman Reigns, which is what WWE's been hoping for years. But the possibility of that match happening comes down to Rock's busy schedule. I don't know who else they may get, but I do think that Pat McAfee will be there. I think Logan Paul will be there. I think the only named celebrity that we really care about right now as far as involvement for WrestleMania is The Rock. I think that's the one that they should be focusing on, and I don't think they really need to go too heavy with celebrity appearances at WrestleMania. You know, maybe a celebrity guest host, or maybe some celebrity involvement with some backstage vignettes or some backstage skits or something along those lines. That would be fun. I don't want to see them going out and getting people and putting them on the show. WWE, by this time at WrestleMania, from where we see the roster now, it's only going to be added to. WWE is going to have more than enough to get 2 nights of WrestleMania with a full-fledged roster. We don't need to start, hampering the show down with a ton of celebrity involvement at WrestleMania. I don't mind celebrity appearances because that's what WrestleMania is about, and that's what WrestleMania is certainly going to be involved with, being from Los Angeles. But as long as they do what they need to do and get The Rock and get Logan Paul a star match at WrestleMania and possibly Pat McAfee, that's all we really need. Stone Cold Steve Austin's another one. I wouldn't mind another Stone Cold match after seeing how great that was with Kevin Owens. They don't really need to go overboard. I think if you want to get who you want to get on the show, those are the names. If you want to get any more involvement backstage, vignettes and skits and whatnot, that's fine. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it to a point where it's cringe. But this is WWE, and they're going to want to get everybody involved because it's the biggest show of the year. Triple H, he is set to give Casey Navarro a private tryout, potentially, with the WWE. An update has emerged on Casey Navarro reportedly being considered for a WWE tryout. 23 years old, considered a rising star. Fightful Select is reporting that WWE sources have told them that Navarro is on the WWE radar. It was noted that Navarro is being considered for a private tryout. He's wrestled 300 matches since his debut. He's competed for the likes of Impact, MLW, Warrior Wrestling, Defy, and he was recently the House of Glory Cruiserweight Champion as well, and just wrestled at our high-intensity show in August, dropping the title to our own, the Mighty Monte. The independent standout, Casey Navarro, also wrestled for AEW Dark, and that was between October 2020 and March 2021. He's wrestled a handful of matches with AEW on Dark as well. WWE recently announced its fall 2022 class for the Performance Center, revealing 14 names who have joined the promotion on developmental deals. Many of the names were announced and a part of the July 2022 set of tryouts in Nashville ahead of SummerSlam this year. these recruits are hopeful that they will one day make their WWE TV debuts on NXT. Casey Navarro's ready to go. From what I see and from what I know of Casey Navarro, 23 years old. He's right in WWE's wheelhouse with the age. He's got a great look. He's got charisma for days. And he is very good in the ring. Great on the mic. He's got all the tools that you need for the next breakout guy. You want somebody. He reminds me, just think about when Carmelo Hayes came into the WWE and we first seen Carmelo Hayes show up on NXT looking to make a name for himself. That's going to be Casey Navarro. You're going to see a lot of similarities between Casey Navarro and those early days of Carmelo Hayes. So if that's going to be what WWE wants to do and bring him on in, I mean, he's going to blow them away. He's going to get a job, no question. He's going to be offered a deal, and you'll be seeing him on TV within the next 6 months. No doubt about it. Casey Navarro will be on NXT TV within 2023. As soon as we hit the new year, he'll be on NXT TV. He's ready to go. They don't really need to do much. Get him in, sign him, put him on TV. You got your next breakout guy. And I've been saying Carmelo Hayes is ready for a call-up anyway. That's a great talent to replace somebody like Carmelo, Cameron Grimes, names that are already being touted for a main roster call-up. You're going to fill those spots with somebody like Casey Navarro. It seems like a no-brainer to me. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you on this extra. I will be live tonight for SmackDown. Immediately following the show, we'll go over the show. It is a big show tonight. There is going to be a major tag team title match with the Usos and the New Day, amongst other things. And we got the War Games build happening on Friday Night SmackDown. We may get an idea about who the Bloodline will be in War Games with. So we got a few weeks to go till that, and the build begins tonight for Friday Night SmackDown. Make sure you guys join me then. Hit that thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button down below, as well as following me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Guys, I'll see you tonight for SmackDown. Have a great Friday. And until then, I'll see you live tonight from the OTS venue.